Hello, my name is Martyr, and this is Let's Play KeeperRL, and thank you for watching. KeeperRL is a strategy RPG, guys. Kind of like Dwarf Fortress mixed up with Dungeon Keeper. They got it all blended together, guys. And it's also a freaking roguelike. It's a really neat game. It has a lot of cool ideas, guys, and I really enjoy it. It released on Steam Early Access March 2015, so that means, guys, that the game is still in active development, so everything you see is subject to change and not a final representation of the game, guys. So, just relax. There might be some bugs, some craziness, but I don't think it's going to happen too much. I haven't ran into many bugs at all, to be honest with you guys. It was developed and published by, and I'm going to butcher his name, chances are, Michael Brzezowski? I apologize, it's a hard name, dude. You can go ahead and buy into the KeeperRL Early Access on Steam for the first week sale price of $12.74 or $14.99 normally. Now, seriously, guys, if you're a fan of Dungeon Keeper or Dwarf Fortress or games kind of like that, this game is going to make you happy. It's not a perfect game. I'm not going to look at you and say that right now. The graphics are kind of simplistic, but there's still plenty of things that just make this game so much fun. There's also plenty of things that I still don't understand about this game, but I've had a blast trying to figure it out and kind of, experiment, as it were. Now, this is kind of a complicated game, guys. It actually has 2 game modes in it, so if I don't hit everything in this game, I'm going to ask you just, apologies. I will try to cover as much as possible within a 20 to 25 minute time span here. So we're going to go ahead and change settings. There really isn't much to speak of in the settings here, right now. Excuse me, tongue twister. There isn't much to speak of in the settings right now. There's some music on and off. You can full screen, basically just shoots up to your native resolution. But to be honest with you, it's a pretty graphically simple game. Plus, it's still early access, so they might add more to the options themselves. There's a done button and a dismiss button. That's a little weird. But yeah, you have autosave features, which I might want to turn off just for the sake of this particular video. But if I were you, I would have those on. Now, there is like this little tip system in the game right here. It says in-game hints. It's not all that useful. And honestly, the game has kind of actually no tutorial, to be honest with you guys. So it's a little bit, you have to kind of figure things out. It took me about a good hour to finally start getting a good idea of what I was doing here. Just to note, though, this game has no controller support right now, nor Steamy goodness. Again, it's because it's an early access and bugs are to be expected. Now, like I said, there's 2 game modes. We're going to just peek at adventure mode just for 2 seconds. There's our adventure name, it's Martyr. We're going to go done. And then we're going to get to pick a realm here. What this basically is, I do believe these are other players. Ted Cruz of Zanzara. Let's go with Ted Cruz of Zanzara. And basically, this kind of lets you adventure inside of their world as kind of a minor character, but you have the chance to be kind of something great. You can kind of rise up from your ashes and kick ass and take names, guys. So this is going to just give you kind of a quick basic example. This is where the more roguelike aspect kind of kicks in, for sure, guys. And the controls are even very similar to roguelike. You can kind of click around. You can use your D-pad. You have your WASD. You have a lot of features to move around in. And you can move in multiple directions. And there's also line of sight issues. You don't necessarily see everything that's around you. And you have to kind of explore in this particular mode and kind of gather loot and treasure and see what you can find and, upgrade your character with stuff that he may, find useful, like, swords or axes or whatever have you. And that's kind of it. You kind of just move around this area trying to adventure, as it were, through this land here. This land, I do believe at some point was an actual game that was being played. But I'm not sure. It's not anymore, obviously, because we're playing it. So basically, yeah, you kind of adventure around. There's a couple of buttons here. A lot of things to kind of display. On the bottom of the screen is your stats. And this is purely for adventure mode, even though you can see these stats in the Keeper mode, which we'll get to eventually here. You also have some buttons here that do lots of stuff like drop item, apply item, throw item, cast spells, leave minion. You can't do that in this particular mode of the game. Chat with someone, hide, pay debt. Again, you can't do that in this mode. Message history, space, or F1 for more actions, which basically are like these ones right here. F2 is just, I think, to just change the option screen that we already been through, guys. So again, you're just kind of adventuring around. Oops. We're just kind of adventuring around. You can also press, I think, like control in a direction, your character will just follow the road automatically, I think. You notice an imp. Where's the imp? Let's kill the imp. Did I notice an imp? Did I really? Uh-oh, there's a mountain. A black mountain. This could be good or this could be bad. We're going to explore a little. And again, this entire mode is just... He just got, like, completely around me, that little bastard. Alright, hold on. We're going to have to... Let's see if we can get him. Oh, he's fast, too. Oh, there's imps everywhere. Oh, my goodness. Oh, he hit me. No. Oh, God. I'm dead. He already killed me. Holy crap. That tree spirit kicked my ass in about 5 seconds. Now, that is one thing that is kind of really true about this game, guys. It's not necessarily the most easiest game to play. So that's kind of a quick example of the adventure mode. There's a lot of items you can find to upgrade your character, and you'll be battling and stuff and raising up in level. It's very almost kind of standard roguelike. You have that permadeath aspect to it, leveling items, potions, all that good kind of stuff. But to be honest with you, the main bulk for me in this game was the Keeper mode. Which we're going to go ahead and start a new game up. That's actually the name of my Keeper right there. It's Gygax. We're going to go done. It's going to create a brand new world just for me. And I'm going to just play this little mode for just a little while. Just to give you a quick example of what this is like, kind of starting things off with. Now, unlike in the adventure mode, you have a hell of a lot more buttons than you do in the adventure mode. For instance, you can build all sorts of different kinds of rooms here. Treasure rooms, dormitories, training rooms, manufactories, libraries, all sorts of rooms here that you can construct. Who's going to construct these rooms? Well, our imps, of course. These little dudes right here. And basically how we do that is kind of very simplistic, very familiar to some people who've played these types of games, guys. We're just going to start hollowing out some tunnels here. And then these little gold and red and blue things, they kind of look like blue anyways. I think that's their silver. These are resources that you will need to, of course, start producing different kinds of rooms. As you can see, treasure rooms need wood, training rooms need iron, or copper, whatever the hell that is. I think it's copper. It's iron, okay. So it's iron, and ritual rooms need mana or sorcery points, basically. We're going to unpause it. We're going to let them start doing their own thing. One thing to note, by the way, which is really nice, is there's 3 different game speeds. You can go very fast, or slow, or normal. It's really, really nice. So they're going to start digging immediately, and they're going to start crafting out our dungeon, basically, essentially our keep, that we're going to start creating our rooms in and start, creating our evil empire from. We also have many different tabs up here, of course. We have, this is the minion tabs, basically, which kind of shows you what is in your army. So as you can see, there's my keepers, my imps, and then you can create new teams if you want to have a particular, dispatch a particular kind of troop towards a particular direction. You have that option available to you. So we're going to make a little launch pad right here. We're going to make this as storage, and that's going to be all become storage right there. And then we're going to keep digging upwards. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead D. Everything, by the way, is really nice. You see these little underlined letters right here? Those are all quick letters you can hit to just quickly switch to that action, which I'm not doing for some reason because I don't know why. I'm being a douche. So we're going to start digging out more. I don't know why it unclassified these rooms. You can also control click if you want them to not to dig a particular place or, not do a particular thing. They won't do it. But again, we want them to right now. So we're going to keep digging. Why? You know what? There we go. I think this is what's going on here. Close. There we go. My keybinds are not working for some reason then. I don't know why. Suddenly my keybinds have stopped working, guys. It's very strange. Oh, well, that's okay. But yeah, you have those keybinds, which would normally work. For some reason, they're not particularly working right now. I'm not really sure why. It's kind of frustrating. But you get the basic idea. You can start mining, basically, start building up rooms here. So, like, for instance, we're going to go ahead and start building. We'll build a quick dormitory here. But to do that, we're going to need wood. We obviously have a buttload of iron, so we can definitely create a quick training room. There we go. We'll talk about what research is in a sec here. Still mining that up. There we go. Now we'll basically designate this as a dormitory. They don't have the resources necessary to get that, so we're going to have to be kind of tell them to do that. And the game's kind of reactive. Depending on how fast you expand, depending on how quickly you may do something, you can have very disastrous reactions. If you go too far, if you expand too far, the enemy is going to take notice of you. How do you know who the enemy are? Well, if you click on these little cross sword rod things, you can see there's different tribes here of people. So like the Werjaharn, the Pacinos, the Clesians, you get the, I don't even know how to pronounce this, I'm not even going to try, but you get the idea. There's different tribes of species out there that if you're not careful, they're going to kick your ass, and it's really easy to die in this game. Because you see that little dude, or little keeper right there, if he dies, it's game over, guys. I'm not joking. It doesn't matter how big your army is. It doesn't matter if you have dragons and all sorts of crazy shit on your side. If that keeper dies, it's game over. And for the first part of the game, he is very, very squishy. You need to train him and train him quickly. So basically, that kind of covers how you can kind of construct things. We're going to go ahead and dig a little bit farther. This is gold, of course, which you need to pay off your troops with. We're going to just dig. We're not going to dig that way. We'll dig, hold on. No, we'll dig this way. That works, yeah. You can also individually dig things if you want. We'll just do, there we go, boom, there we go. Do it, make it happen. Go in there, goblins. Make it happen. I don't know what happened to the music. The music went dead for some reason. Sometimes it does that. Again, it's early access. It's going to happen. Nothing to worry about. So we basically are going to make a training room here. And then what this is going to enable us to do, this is going to start kind of sending the signal out that we're ready to start taking troops. And particularly orc troops. Orc troops will basically, like, oh, you have a training room? Well, we like training. And they're going to start showing up basically to, join up your evil army here and start kicking ass and taking names. You can see right there, starting to create little training dummies. There's basically laying the floor work. And also that actually has an effect, depending on how big the room is. You can see its efficiency, which is on the bottom right there, is going to display. So this training room's efficiency is 100%. If I add more to it, though, which I'm going to go ahead and do, it's going to create even more efficiency. It's going to create more different kinds of troops. It's going to be more better. It's going to also let me train my keeper better, because you can also click on characters. You can have them perform certain tasks depending on what kind of character they are, creature. The keeper can train. He can go to the lab. He can also study. I'm going to training. But there's a lot of different things that different creatures can do. Like some of them can have sex. I wish I was joking about that. Some of them can do all sorts of crazy stuff. You never know exactly what you're going to expect. And all sorts of creatures are going to have all sorts of experimentation to be done is the best way to describe it, guys. There's also resources here on the bottom. As you can see, the number of turns that we've had, what time of the day it is, really simplistic stuff. You can also see my frames per second there on the bottom right. Sometimes I do have some weird frame drops in this game. I will admit that it does happen on occasion when I play KeeperRL. I don't know why. It'll just tank down and then it's just crap. It's not like it actually affects the performance of the game, because it seems like it's still going kind of at the same pace, but it will just crap out on me completely. So right now I'm just kind of digging out these tunnels. I'm kind of avoiding these resources just because whoa, there we go. The music just kicked back on. What the hell? That was strange. An ogre joined my forces. Sweet. Love ogres. Ogres are awesome. So again, this is granite. We're going to start collecting this. This will be a resource for us to use. We can start constructing different kinds of rooms. Now I'm going to go ahead, actually, guys, I'm going to load up a game that I've been playing for quite a while. You can save game, of course. Very simplistic. I'm going to load up a game that I've been playing for quite a while now. This is about, I don't know, maybe 2 hours, I would like to say. It's Gygax of Pando here. And boy, oh boy, have I expanded my stuff out. As you can see right here, I have all sorts of rooms constructed. I have all sorts of loot and treasure and all sorts of crazy shit here. Matter of fact, this is my entire army. I have vampires and werewolves and succubuses and all sorts of crazy legendary creatures and imps and harpies and ghosts. And it's just kind of like a mess of just activity, as you can see right here, guys. This is definitely the moments I say we're kind of tanks. Sometimes the frames per second will just completely tank. Now, there's a lot of things going on here. So, right here in this particular section right here, to the right in the middle of the screen here, that's where my production is going on. That's where I have my forge, my, I forget what it's called, all my manufacturing stuff is in that particular area, because actually your troops will start producing weapons and armor that you need. You need to start battling things that are invaders, basically. People are going to come in here trying to bust up your shit and take stuff away from you guys. So you need to start producing weapons and potions and all sorts of crazy stuff like traps. Yes, you can actually, of course, set up traps. Dungeon Keeper style, guys, there's traps, of course. So we have an alarm trap ready here. Some web traps, we're going to lay some of those down. And basically, if enemies were to attack me, I basically would go off, and I would actually, I'm going to put that one right there. It would basically alert me that there's a situation going on. The traps might go off, basically, kind of disrupt my enemy's movements and give my troops the upper hand. Now, to be honest, there isn't really much that I can't fight right now. My keeper is level 25. I have legendary creatures who are all ridiculously high level. At this point, I could pretty much invade the world and be done with it, which I plan on doing. But there's a lot. It took me a long time to get here, guys, and you know what? It wasn't easy, to say the freaking least. So that's why I wanted to share with you guys. I wanted to show you guys. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and command all of my troops here. Now, this is how you're going to kind of primarily attack people, because there's no real way of just saying, hey, go attack over there while I continue mining or producing crap. You kind of have to physically grab your troops and haul their asses over there, which is one of those things that I'm going, it can be a little bit annoying at times. But at the same time, that's kind of how it works. Actually, you know what? I do not want this guy to be the commander of the troops. How the hell did that guy end up commander of the troops? All right, who's the highest level here? We got a level 26, 28. This guy will be the commander of the troops. All right. So we're going to go ahead now. We're going to click on this little green thing right here. You can also make several teams if you wanted to have them just, separate forces if you wanted. We're going to go ahead. You can also have to pay your troops, as you can see here. You can see their tasks. All of them are doing all sorts of stuff. You can see the morale of our troops, which is green, I'm guessing. I'm guessing if it was lower, it would be kind of like a different color. I haven't really seen the morale affected all that much while playing the game. So I'm going to command my troops here. Now I'm in control of this little dude right here. We're going to strike out. We're going to just walk out of our city here. We're going to wait a couple turns here. As you can see, I'm on turn 16,000, by the way. We're going to wait for all of our forces to gather up. It's also becoming night, which is really freaking sweet, too. Because we're going to want to strike at our enemies while it's night. So we're going to start moving our gargantuan forces here. We lost some troops because we kind of went across a river there, but that's okay. We're going to just keep going up here. Now, I know for a fact there is an enemy town somewhere around here. Okay, we're going to wait for our troops to gather back up. There we go. And we're going to just start brutally killing everybody in this town. As you can see, there's archers. They're attacking us. We're going to oh, I'm actually kind of hurt. So when we get hurt in this kind of situation where we're actually kind of damaged now, you can see my character's like a darker shade of red. We can actually stop in the middle of combat. Let's see if I can pull this off. Oh, for some reason my freaking commands are not working. That is driving me nuts. Okay, hold on. Is he dead? Did he die? No, he's wounded. Inventory is empty. Oh, so he doesn't actually have any items. Okay, well, depending on what class you are, if your character can actually hold items, you can actually grab a potion and, start, heal yourself, or a med kit and take care of yourself mid-combat. But because I just got hurt like a douche. Oh, no. You're critically wounded, and I die. Okay, so now the army may scatter. I don't think it's going to, though. I'm going to take control of... We're going to go ahead and... We're going to recontrol the army. Dismiss this. There's a little bit of menu flipping, I will say that much. Which could be a little bit... a bit of a tiff right now. Alright, now this guy has armors and weapons and potions and all sorts of stuff. As you can see, I'm going to see if I can fire my arrows. And basically how you do that is you hold Alt and then you click on a target. This character doesn't have any ranged attacks, it doesn't look like. Did she run? Did she die? Get them, my troops! We're wiping them out. I think they might all be dead. We're just going to keep exploring here. Oh, God. Not all of them are dead. Oh, good. They trapped themselves. Bye-bye. You're so dead. Oh, they're just getting wiped out. As you can see here, you exterminate the forces of Europa. Make sure to plunder the village and retrieve any valuables. So we have now wiped out an entire faction. I'm going to actually release my minions, and then they're going to just go back to what they were doing. They may go back to probably... town, basically. We can actually send our imps this way to collect treasure as well. But we've wiped out an entire tribe. As you can see right there, it says conquered. They're dead. We're going to go back to base, basically start licking our wounds, and maybe get ourselves all healed up. And again, we can just hit the very fast button, and you can see my troops quickly return back to base. There's still a whole hell of a lot of stuff going on in the base. More troops are being produced. It's kind of crazy hilarious when you get a humongous amount of troops. I will say that much. Because it just kind of, I'm not going to say easy, but it does definitely, it's hard to start, and then it gets easier as you get more and more troops, and you get the ability to kind of defend yourself. And it's also kind of hilarious when the enemy decides to attack me, because we just wipe their asses out. So we got basically a guy come back here. And then we can basically regather our troops basically and head back out there to conquer more enemies, which is probably what we're going to go ahead and do here. So we're going to go ahead and start adding troops to this. We're going to add this zombie. He's already in the troop, is he? He's already in the troop. Okay, so we'll grab these werewolves. We got the vampires. We don't need the succubuses. Succubuses, by the way, are the ones I was talking to you guys about. If you probably look on the top of the screen, you can see that it's probably occasionally will say that one of the succubuses makes love to a particular character. And then they have a chance of producing a new offspring, which is kind of hilarious. It's kind of neat also as well. But yeah, all the characters are always kind of interacting, which is another neat thing about this game, guys. It's always something's always kind of going on, which I really, really like about this game. There we go. There we go. Fantastic. Grab these. Okay, that should be good enough. Now we're going to grab these forces again. We're going to head out. Wait, did I grab the forces again? There we go. Head out. Who's in control of these forces? That's fine. He did well last time. Oh, this is a ghost. I don't want to control the army with a ghost. So I'm going to release and then make the captain of this particular army a... Let's make it a red dude. Let's make it a red dude. There we go. Because he did well last time. Command! There we go. Now we're in control of the right troop here. We're going to head out. And we're basically just going to head, I think, west this time. Looking for more enemies to conquer. And most of the time, like I said, you'll be doing this or kind of defending yourselves from the enemies, basically. This is a town that I wiped out a little bit earlier. These are just peasants. They're all dead, these peasants. I'm going to wait here for our troops to show up. The reason I'm doing that is because right there to my north, the northwest right there, there is a large contingent of dwarves whom I have yet to wipe out. We're hopefully going to do that now. Yeah, take that. Take it, dwarves. There's nothing you can do. Oh. Oh. Okay, hold it. Do we got to click here? You dead? Is there any more? Ah, yes. You exterminate the armed forces of Diziak. Make sure to plunder the village and retrieve any valuables. Again, another force down. They have a well. They got a treasure room. Look at all this treasure. I want all this treasure. They got a book of beast mutation. All sorts of goodies in here. Vulture's critically... What the hell killed the vulture? I don't know. It looks like there's another army right here. If I had to guess... Maybe not. Okay. What am I looking at here? Oh, lizard men! The lizard men are here! Let's kill the lizard. You've eliminated the forces of Pataska. Make sure to plunder the village. Good God, we've wiped out 2 armies in one night, guys. Actually, 3 armies, I'm sorry. And it looks like there's probably just one more up here, which I think is the human forces. And my God, do they have a large fortress here. My goodness. We're going to try to kill them all. Time to die, you fools. Run, peasants. Run. That's right. The Duke of Pando. Oh, if we kill the leader of this army, it actually has an effect on their forces. They actually kind of become more weak and they stop getting reinforcements and they don't become as efficient if you kill their leader. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Please die. Man, this guy was strong. Oh, there we go. You swing your hammer at Duke of Pando, is critically wounded. Duke of Pando is killed. The Oriental swings his battle axe. The knight is wounded. And at this point now, we're just kind of, I think we're wiping them out. I don't think there's anything left of them, really. There's this one human guy here. I think that might be all of them. My forces are doing very well, actually. There's no more of them? Find them! Where are you going? Stop clicking around like mad. Well, we definitely killed their leader. We're going to go head back inside here. I think we missed one somewhere. There we go. There we go. You exterminated the first as a blah. I think there's only one left. I'm going to go ahead and disband my troops here because I just want to see. There's only the dwarves left. Which they're probably in a mountain somewhere. maybe to the north of us. I'm not really sure. But we've wiped out 90% of their forces. You can see there's also a little mini-map up here on the top left, which is really sweet. Also lets you kind of view things, which is nice. I'm willing to bet they're in the southwest, because all my forces are right there on the northeast, as you can see. It's a really friggin' sweet game, guys. Like I said, it takes some learning, but once you learn it, it becomes so much fun, guys. It really is. It's a great game. It's a mixture of, Dwarf Fortress, a mixture of Dungeon Keeper, but you're going out there and you're taking the fight to the enemy this time and kicking their ass. So there's a lot of cool things I didn't talk about that I should just touch upon briefly really quick. The Keeper himself does have spells that he can cast. So I'll just take control of him really quickly here. As you can see, these are all the things he has on him right now. But he does have spells that he can cast. Where are the spells? Is it S? Yeah. If you press S, you can see that he has like a bunch of spells that he can cast that you actually can get through research. And research is a very important aspect. It's actually done through the library. And you essentially use mana to basically unlock new things, to craft, to research new different kinds of rooms, all sorts of stuff, different kinds of humanoid mutation, which is where you start crafting different kinds of monsters, really powerful monsters, which is the one that I was using just there, guys. And that's just a quick, brief example of how awesome Keeper is, guys. It's a really fun game. There's a lot to it. It's kind of complicated, but once you get the hang of it, it becomes a lot of fun, guys. I like the way the graphics look. I think there's even a way to kind of change the graphics to Unicode. Hold on, let me see if I can do that for you guys. Let's see. Dismiss? Does that change the... Yeah! You can change the graphics to straight up old style. I think that's really cute. I'm not necessarily going to play the game that way. I like the way the graphics look right now. I think everything's really cool looking. The only thing I think is the music needs a little bit of work. It necessarily kind of cuts off like you saw earlier. And there's just a little bit more of touch-ups to do here and there. I think it would be easier to just kind of send troops off in one direction. It's not necessarily the controlling of your troops is not always the easiest thing in the world, even though it kind of made it look easy. That's again because I've been playing the game for quite a while. I think there'll be other ways to make it a little bit more easier for sure, guys. There's hopefully a whole lot more coming to this game, guys, because it is on early access, guys. So I think that's going to cover everything I want to say about Keeper, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I want to say big thanks to the developer for a chance to check out this game. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and share. I'll keep bringing you awesome indie games, guys, kind of like Keeper. If you really enjoyed this video, guys, I should say, maybe consider hitting up that tip jar if you're feeling generous of heart. All tips go to improving the channel or future giveaways. Till next time, guys, play more indie games.